All right, first and foremost, I'm going to say, all praises be to Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Kadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, that great millstone. And salutes to you brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. So we're back again, live again, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're here running lives. So, and pretty much that's what we set up to do. We were saying that in the last video, we're set up to do this, to teach, to usher in the kingdom, sound the drums of war that are happening. And that's what we're set up to do. So that's what we're going to keep doing. We ain't going to stop doing that. Because first of all, the Lord sanctioned us to be out here doing this. Yep. So we ain't going to fucking stop, man. It don't matter what people try and do in demon tactics and stuff like that and little schemes and things of that nature. We're going to keep teaching this truth. That's what we're put on the planet for, is to teach the words of the Most High. So we ain't going to fucking stop, all right? You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to stop, man. And you know what I'm saying? The scriptures talks about that. I put this word in your mouth, fire, and this people.
Oh yeah, so
you get that?
Yeah.
If you want, you get it. I think it's Corinthians. That is. I think no, that's not even Corinthians. That's. I'll tell you what it is right now. I'm gonna search it. Just give us 1 sec. Ain't got that one out in a while. Yes, I think it's Jeremiah 5:14.
This is Jeremiah 5:14. Wherefore thus saith Yahweh, a power of hosts, says, because ye speak this word, behold, I'll make my words in thy mouth fire.
Okay, so the words in our mouth is fire. This truth consumes people spiritually. It gets up in there, it gets to them. When they hear it, they're condemned and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick on that.
Yeah, man.
Hebrews 4:12. It says, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yeah. Read that again.
So for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow.
Yeah, so the word gets to you, man. The word gets to people. It cuts the spirit. People never forget the truth. You know, people, you know, that fucking, you know, all these scoffers, man. The people that when they come across the truth, man, it fucks their head up. Mm-hmm. And by the way, what we're talking about today is World War III. World War III is going to take place on planet Earth, man. Sure. World War III is going to take place, and we're going to read an article here that goes into that. And like we just said, Trump just got in. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of things going on. Mm-hmm. You know, there's going to be a lot of, you know, war drums popping. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of different wars going on right now as we speak. Yeah. You got the small hats causing loads of problems over there. You got Gaza, Palestine. Come on, all of this, which even that is causing internal issues in your countries that are not that are outside of that. Mm-hmm. It's causing internal issues with, let's say, countries, you know, England, America. Yeah. Internal conflicts.
France as well.
Right, France. It's very political in France. Yeah. Racial tensions, all of that.
It's like I was to say, there was a football match in France. It was Israel-France last week, and basically none of the French fans turned up in protest. The ones that did, you know, were booing the Israeli team. You know, and France, that's one of them nations where if the international team's playing, the stadium is full. But when you look at the clips, the stadium was empty in protest.
Right.
But I've got this. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass." But
Yeah, you hear wars and rumors of wars, all these conflicts and things of that nature, right? That's popping off. Yeah, this is all Bible prophecy. This is all prophecies of the end times, bro. Okay, remember they had World War One and World War Two. Yeah, it weren't that long ago. It weren't that long ago. As time's going on, yeah. But what 1939 to 1945? So we're talking the 40s. You know, 60 years ago. 60 years. That's 2000. Yeah, 2000. So it weren't that long ago.
yeah,
By where the whole, you know, of society. Remember they were hiding in bunkers, doing rationing. And that's going to come again. And no, another thing they had in World War One and World War Two, yeah, they had drafts. A drafts is that the citizens have to sign up. The men have to go and fight in the military. They had that in World War One and Two. So why would they not have that in this coming World War Three?
yeah.
And guess what? By the way, they've actually said that there's news reports and articles, yeah, of politicians in the UK talking about drafts.
That's it. Once again, you was just saying this. It's Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Yeah, so the second woe, the woe means destruction. You got three major woes in the scriptures, yeah, and that's the world war. That's the devastating war. Now this war, will be even more intense than the other wars. Why? Because you got nuclear missiles, perfected technology that they got for warfare. You've even got robots. You got killer robots in the armies. You got robot dogs. You got robot dogs in the police force. Check it out. You got robot dogs in the police force. So that's going to be, you know, people for crime and criminals and all that. You know, they're going to start setting them things out on people. Now there was the video in New York where they had the robot dog and it come out of the station and that. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much it come out of the station. And it was showing the dog and it was walking around in New York City.
Okay.
Then you got the drones. Drones, people are flying drones. And no one thought to themselves, you know what? What the hell is a drone? Drones record shit. They're using drones. There's laws on drones already. How high you can fly them, where you can fly them, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So they're going to use drones on the people.
When you look at certain of the clips that have come out of Russia, that have come out of Ukraine during the war, one of the things that they've used extensively is drone warfare, right? Because it's like you can trace someone, track someone rather, and it's relatively inexpensive in comparison to certain of the other technology that they have. And you see them who just have some soldiers on the ground, and they've got a drone, and they'll just drop a grenade on them soldiers, man.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That's what they do. A lot of that warfare, they actually see, and that's why when they're in war, they bomb innocent people and that.
Yeah.
They bomb innocent people over there in the Middle East and all of that, right? And when you see, because even Iraq, the war on terror and all that, 9/11, all that sort of stuff was set up.
Yeah.
Now that happened 2001, and they used that. One attack happened, and they went and took the Middle East, and they were taking oil and all. It's really about the oil. Everyone knows about that at this stage, but there's videos of them just. There's a village, and they're just shooting from the recording, just wiping people out. And now they got drones to do that.
Yeah. And then you was talking about the war. It says Isaiah 9:5 says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire."
Right. So what does that mean? Every battle of the war back in the ancient world, they never had nuclear missiles. So those warfares are fought. Just watch the movie 300 and films like that. You'll see how ancient warriors fought, man. Yeah, but today now, we're talking, you know, and guess what? There's a documentary called "All Wars Are Bankers' Wars." Yeah, and it goes into the fact that the international bankers, the Illuminati, are manipulating countries in war for their benefit. That's what they do. When World War One happened, there was a systematic change that benefited the bankers. We'll go into it. When World War Two happened, it was the same thing. There was a systematic change. As a matter of fact, they brought in NATO because they had a pact. They brought the nations together, so they had a pact. And if anybody went against any of these countries aligned with NATO, then they would all basically gang up on you. Now we know NATO. Matter of fact, the symbol of the whole damn thing is a world with a net over it. It's a new world order symbol. So through these organizations, the WEF, the WHO, these new world order organizations, that's what they are. So that's what these wars are about. You know, they've always got an agenda behind these wars.
Yeah. It Marx speaks about, you know, how, for instance, they covet fields and take them by violence. You know, when they got plans and ideas of a country or the country has resources that they want, they'll make a plan and be like, yeah, we're gonna go. This country has weapons of mass destruction, and go over there and rape and pillage that land.
Yeah, that's what they do. And you know, the American army, we always go into it. They got bases in all the countries. You know, garrisons and whatever in different countries. So the army spread all over the planet. So we're in a time of war. As a matter of fact, Russia today, over in the you had America and you had England. I don't think America showed Russia today. I think they just banned Russia full stop.
Russia today. I know here where it's banned completely.
Well, it's banned now, yeah, but they used to show it. And they only banned that about
when Ukraine war started.
Right. So all up until then, you had Russian news. And in that Russian news, they were exposing America and exposing a lot of stuff going on with the West and stuff like that. But then guess what? The banned it. It used to be on the normal telly in the UK. Then they banned it off it.
Yeah. They even banned it off YouTube. Can't catch it on YouTube. Can't go on the website. Most network providers. Can't even see it on Twitter. You know?
Yeah, you can't see it, man. It's because there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on out here. Yeah, what you got?
What was it? What else did I have there? Yes, John was speaking about how this man comes into your country and takes. So John 10:10 says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Alright, it says, I am come that they may have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right, so that's it. The thief comes to kill and to destroy, yeah. But the Messiah, the God of the Scriptures, right? He comes to bring life. But the system don't come like that. They come to destroy. And even they're making statements and that saying from the WEF going, look, you'll be happy. You'll own nothing and be happy. So the little that people have got as it is, yeah. And everyone's just got debt and loans and all this shit, yeah. People ain't really living it like that. The elites are living it good. They can go any country they want, anytime they want. They don't have to do anything, yeah. But they still want to take away the little that you've even got. Yeah. That's what this is all about. You know, you shall be happy. 15-minute cities, you can't go nowhere. Everything is in a convenient place. So you just come out of your house, shops are right there, and everything, the gym, the shops, you don't go anywhere. That's what they want in that new world order thing. Yeah. You know? And then you won't. And as a matter of fact, they've got the universal basic income as well that they've been trialing in Wales. So everyone's on the you got the rich and then you just got the poor. Yeah. That's what it is. They're just on one level. They all get the same thing, and they all control.
So the scriptures refers to Esau as the oppressor. You know.
That's right, man. So you wanted to read that?
Yeah.
Just you might as well hit it now.
Yeah. This is on Twitter. It says from Scott Ritter. Right, but I'll read it quickly. So the Biden administration just gave Ukraine the green light to use US-made and provided ATACMS missiles against Russian targets inside Russian territory, including Kursk. It should be noted that the US, together with NATO, helped plan and execute the Ukrainian incursion into Kursk. Now, with the Ukrainian forces being pushed back into the Kursk region by Russian forces, the decision to allow Ukraine to use ATACMS missiles in Kursk leaves no doubt that the US is a direct party to the invasion and occupation of Russian soil by NATO proxy Ukrainian forces. In short, the US is now at war with Russia. This was the position taken by Russia back on September 13th, when the Russian government warned the Biden administration about allowing Ukraine to use ATACMS against Russian soil. The decision by the Biden admin reflects a growing sense of desperation. And then yeah, it goes on to say, but that's the main point, you know.
Go into it all.
Yeah, okay, good, okay. So it says on the part of you, so the decision by the Biden admin reflects a growing sense of desperation on the part of Ukraine, NATO, and the US that the war with Russia is reaching the breaking point, where a decisive Russian victory is all but guaranteed. The Ukraine, NATO, US axis is likewise concerned about the election results in the US, which saw Donald Trump win decisively on a platform that seeks to end the war in Ukraine and avoid escalation with Russia. The Biden admin seems to have taken the decision based upon two specific analytical assumptions. First, that Russia is bluffing and will not seek to escalate. Second, that this escalation on the part of Ukraine, NATO, US axis will trap the incoming Trump admin into staying the course when it comes to supporting both NATO and Ukraine. The Biden admin has likely badly miscalculated. Russia will not accept this escalation by doing nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Talk on it.
Oh, Slaki, okay.
Yeah, talk on it.
Yeah. So when it says there earlier on, it says effectively, in short, the US is now at war with Russia, which, you know, they've been fighting each other via proxies, you know, for a long time now, right? But this has become a more and more direct head-to-head, right? But the scriptures, you know, say that these things would happen, right? We just read for one instance, Matthew 24, about the wars and rumors of wars, right? And these are the things that we're looking forward to, but we know that it ain't gonna get truly hot, right, till that MOTB is pushed, right? But these are just one of the things that we can, you know, watch for, so that we can measure the time diligently, right? So we know what times that we're, you know, that we're living in, right? You know. But that's it. So yeah, when you look in the attack, you know, because we mentioned read the precept Isaiah 9, right? You know, we a lot of times we speak about the nukes, but these so-called conventional weapons that, you know, that Esau possesses, right, do a lot of damage as well, right? You think about like the bunker buster that they used to kill that Hezbollah leader a couple of weeks ago, right? Destructive ass weaponry, and Russia's basically saying, you using that kind of weaponry inside our country, then you're basically, we've got no choice but to respond. Okay. So yeah, this thing,
this World War III. First, the chip is going to be, the mark of the beast RFID chip is going to be made mandatory. Yeah, but you got all these wars and rumors of wars happening. Yeah, so that's going to happen. Because when the World War III happens, that's it. It's game, set, and match.
Yeah.
So that's why the chip's going to happen before that. Where and you see him changing the system as we speak. But all the build up and all that frustration and all that tension of war, that's why these things are going to happen. The missiles are going to get shot eventually. Things are going to be happening. People are going to get crossed. People are going to have no choice. We're going to be brought to the edge of things.
That's it.
And that's what the Lord's going to set up, man. War.
Yeah.
In the system.
That's it.
You know.
Let me just grab this real quick. It's just loading up. It says the book of Luke 12:49 says, I'm come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Right? That what will I goes into thelo, which basically means, you know, to have, to will, to have and intend, right? So the Lord is Lord Yahushua wants there, you know, to be, you know, a fire on earth when he comes back.
Right.
Okay, that's what he intends, right? So when we're seeing these things, we know that this fire, right, is being prepared, right? As Bain said, the fire rises. Okay, and this is just another example of that. And once again, these are the things that we look forward to. We get excited when we read these things, right? Because whereas, for instance, Scott Ritter is like, oh, Trump will save the day. Right, we understand that Trump ain't saving nothing, man. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, this whole Trump thing now. And when you're checking Trump out, man, see, Trump can easily make, because the UK is going to turn against America. The UK don't even approve of Trump
Yeah.
at all. They was devastated, just like the American media was when Trump got in. So the UK would easily can go and flip against America. So we're going to start seeing things happening, through the spirit on all levels, because we was going into it in the other show that things are going to happen. Just like you see this, the Bible says the least shall draw them out. That's the small hats, the fake Jews that are in Israel today. Yeah, they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot of things. They're just starting on people and justifying it, and just smoking people out. Remember when George W. Bush was in? Yeah. That's a term he used. He said, "Let's smoke them out." That's how he was just wild. Like he was on that wild shit, yeah. And he said, "Let's just smoke them out." So, them small lads are they're kind of in that spirit. Let's just smoke them out. Or everybody around us, whoever, let's smoke them out. So things are going to be happening here. You got China, you know what I'm saying, and even the smaller nations, because of what's happened. You had Egypt when that whole thing was going on with Palestine. They didn't want to get involved. Kind of shook. But at the end of the day, small nations like that, they're going to join up with the BRICS and stuff like that. It tells you that, man. I think it's there's a couple of scriptures, but there's Isaiah 14 as well. It goes into it. That about these weaker nations and smaller nations, they're going to be joined in and pick a side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because if Conseil Kwan, that's one of the things that you've been watching over the last year or 2 or 3, right? Is all of these nations are ultimately making the necessary alliances. When you're hearing nations like Sweden, Finland, basically leave, and Japan as well. Let's not forget Japan leaving their so-called pacifist / neutral stance to make a deals to try and join NATO in the case of Finland and Sweden, right? Or basically change to an attack stance, right? In the case of Japan, they're basically saying, look, man, we're going to be joining forces with America when the time comes. And in the same breath, you've got these other nations of the elders going into that saying, look, man, we're looking to join the BRICS, because everyone just once again, when you read through history, you had these different countries that were, making the alliances on one side and making an alliance to the other side, right?
Right, so it's crazy, man. Now I don't know if everyone's going to switch on America, because everyone's going to kind of blame them for just making things go completely nuclear. We don't know, because a lot of nations are going to turn on America.
Or if I could say, you got a lot of people here that are just like, for instance, the issue with the small hats. They're saying, bro, why can't America just dead this off? Because when this is it, people are seeing that you don't just attack Iran. You don't just attack all of these different nations and without it escalating into something else, right? But they look at the American system as being the one that is allowing that to keep growing and get worse and worse and grow into a wider thing. So you have
right. That's a good point, because if that was like them Arab kind of nations, they would have been onto him and shit like that. But that just shows. But all the politicians anyway, and Trump is he's for the small hats, the fake Jews. He's all for them. That's just facts. He supports them, and they're in their lobbies and they do all this stuff. They have to. I know the politicians. Every time a politician comes in, they have to do a conference for him.
Yeah.
So it shows you where the power is really at. You know,
That's
them,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
That's it. Because if that was a panel of, you know, so-called Muslims and that, you'd have, oh, how, you know, they're taking over Tommy and his man. You know, they'll be all complaining. They're taking over these Muslims. They're taking over. How is our government reporting to these people, right? But when it's those small hats, all of a sudden they have no issue. You know. But I've got this.
Yeah.
It says Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
So war's being prepared, and we can see that China, Russia, all these nations, man, it's all happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Putin, you know, you gotta use it. Putin, you gotta say, you know, it's all happening. You know what I'm saying? They're competing with the West, especially nuclear capabilities wise. Anyway, you know, the Russia's got nukes, man. They're doing it. Look with China.
Yep.
So all that, like, America's just gonna flatline everybody. That's out the window now. That whole spirit of America is just, you know, because that's what happened in World War II. Yeah, you had the Hitler thing and all that, and America just came up and cleaned up shop pretty much. So then America was celebrated. They're great, you know, but that's not gonna happen in this time around, as you can see.
Yeah, but because as well as we've been kind of touching on the fact that we have all of these different kind of skirmishes on at the same time. But what some commentators have said is that these nations are just, like, if say they got the Ukraine thing, they got the Gaza thing, and let's say the Taiwan thing pops off at the same time, it's like, where's America's military gonna go? They can't fight all three wars at the same time. So just like in the Roman Empire, they're gonna be spread thin all over again. You know? Goes on to say, verse 10 says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
These are like these are like your farming tools and stuff like that, your labouring tools and that. Yeah, all of those are going to be turned into weaponry. And it's funny because even right now, a lot of products you get says made in China. So it's all about trade, commerce. It's all about, this is how our nations are operating right now. Deals, you know, even the oil pipelines, and there's a lot of, you know, there's issues going on with that. With Russia's got certain pipelines, America's kind of stepping on toes. There's a lot of stuff going on, and then still the fact that China and all that are making money off America anyway, because all the products, you know, they're making money off that melting pot. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But all of that is going to turn into them fucking nukes. It's just going to turn. And that's what we're talking about, yeah. All of that the scriptures is saying, it's just gonna turn. You know what I'm saying? All these goodies, that's from Revelation 18, the silks, the ivory, the clothes you're wearing, you know, all of that stuff, man. You know, the clothing items, the stuff, you know, the glasses you're drinking from, the vessels. It's in Revelation 18. All of that nice, all the nice stuff. And the products, you know what I mean, the imports, you know, all those imports and all that stuff is gonna turn into. And you know what? And you know what's funny about that? Yeah, that movie that they had. Damn. And then they had how was that movie called, man? It just come out. And they said Obama made it. That's what they said.
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind. Yeah, which that title's spiritual, because that's, if you're in the truth, that's where your mind's supposed to be. Because you know, the scripture says, knowing the times, what manner of persons ought ye to be. So we know what's happening, war, the chip. So with all of that, our minds, we're thinking spiritually, yeah. But in that movie that they said Obama and Michelle Obama made, yeah, there was the 3 phases that Jake said, yeah, about how to dismantle the country and that. But before that, I remember that you had the propaganda. You had, I think there was flyers about China being at war with America.
Right.
And that alone was destabilizing shit. But then you found out, you know, the government was actually internally destabilizing the country.
Yeah.
Which that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Because that's part of that new world order. the climate crisis, the immigrant crisis, all of that, so they can create these. What we just said in the other video was going into the grid, the smart cities and all that. You know.
That's it. Goes on to say, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
So that's the valley of the Lord's judgment, yeah. And pretty much, there's going to be a complete brutal war, and America's going to get completely annihilated. But they're going to shoot nukes, so China's going to get hit, the UK's going to get hit, Russia's going to get hit, Europe's going to get hit. That's called a trade-off of nuclear missiles. But who's going to come out the worst? Babylon the Great. It's got like Revelation 18 is Babylon. In many chapters, Babylon the Great is going to come out worse. And matter of fact, the other nations are going to be looking at it when it's done, and they're going to be like, then they're going to be wailing and thinking, "Damn, we've actually destroyed the system."
Yeah.
No, we can't. How are we going to make money?
Yeah.
The world's going to shake. It's going to be such a devastating event. World War III. In Isaiah 24, it tells you that the whole earth is going to shake. Let's read that.
Isaiah 24 and 20, the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
We said the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunk. It's like someone's drunk. They're walking, like staggering. That's how the whole planet Earth is going to be when these nuclear missiles are shooting and hitting different countries. That's intense. That's come on, man. That's going to give people heart attacks on the spot.
Yeah.
People are going to have heart attacks.
Yeah.
Just off that, people are going to drop dead and give up the ghost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be traumatizing. And then they're going to think, what the fuck? And that's the point. It's going to be so intense that the whole earth is going to shake.
Yeah.
So then the nations are going to be looking and say, you know what? Because as a matter of fact, China, they've got their own Illuminati. I don't know if it's the White Dragon Society or whatever you call it. But they've got their own. China, they're in their head, we're going to take the world over next. Russia, kind of, same thing. But when the nukes actually hit, man, it's going to be more devastating than you think. Okay?
100%. Yep, it's finishing off, says, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Right, and then what you were saying about the heart attacks, pointing once in 26, well, it's not from 25, salute 21:25, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, which is the so-called UFOs, with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Right. So you look up because your redemption, it draws nice salvation from these things that are going to take place. And it needs it, man, because it's complete injustices. We've gone into it in the last show, happening on the planet here. Just total injustices happening out here. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay? It's insane. But that's why we pray to the Most High. Yahweh. We pray to the Most High, yeah? For deliverance and to speed up these prophecies, because this is ridiculous, man. He's saying this is just not on. This ain't on.
That's it. Because that's the spirit that the apostles of old, right? That they were in. And I'm gonna get that as an example. If I can get it real quick, right? It says Acts 1 and 6. It says, when they therefore came together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Right? And that's the same spirit we're in. We're like, Lord, when you come at that, just yearning and begging the Lord to come and restore, the kingdom to Israel because of all of the wickedness that is done here, right? And all the suffering, right? Starting off, with suffering of the elect, Right, but then as we was touching in the previous lesson, that the whole earth is in mourning. Animals beaching themselves, right, falling out, birds falling out the sky and everything, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The sea, the ocean's so polluted, yeah, that whales, like hundreds of whales, will just land on the beach. And other animals, they just end up landing because they're polluting the sea that bad.
Yeah,
Or then you get birds just falling out the sky.
yeah,
That's how polluted that the earth is. Just look it up. It's happening all the time. So what the fuck is what are we putting in that sea? That's how messed up it is out here. You know what I'm saying? They're polluting the sea that bad that the animals can't even survive in the sea in their own habitat that they're supposed to be in. They can't breathe. They breathe whatever's going on in there, chemicals, jacking them up, whatever toxins, whatever the fuck, and they're going and they're just beaching themselves where they can't breathe anyway. So they're dropping dead.
yeah. Yeah, man. And what you call it? Got all of that sonar in the water, which that like for instance the ships use. Apparently that's very noisy. That's very loud for the whales and different animals in there. You know. But as I had Isaiah 24 before.
The Esau uses that energetic warfare, frequency warfares. Like you got harp.
Yeah.
That's a frequency
Yeah.
warfare where they was playing the look up harp. They were playing the piano, and certain sounds and tones and which are played on a higher on a louder scale. You know, certain chords or whatever they're doing will send shock waves out there and can cause earthquakes and stuff like that. They got that technology.
Yeah. That's it.
And remember, you had Nikola Tesla doing all sorts of stuff. So, you know, what did Esau take? What is
Exactly.
he, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, because they just let you know what they want you to know.
Right.
But on that, because I'm still in Isaiah 24, I'm going to read verse 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Right? So the earth is defiled, man. You know, everything's language, everything is in pain. Right? Verse 6 is, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
So the inhabitants of the earth are burned and few men left. That's World War III. You should read Revelations. You're about judgment day. You're about the end times. Well, that's World War III. That's the Lord bringing them nukes, and then him coming to deliver the saints. Yeah. So a lot of people are gonna get burnt up, bro, from the thermonuclear missiles.
Yeah.
Because you can't run from those things.
Yeah.
You know, you can't run from them things. You can't build a bunker and hide from them things. If you can't, it's not gonna work. And then you got the nuclear fallout. So, matter of fact, when there's actually a show, they made a show and a series and a game Fallout. That was a good one. That was a heavy one. I didn't watch the movie, but they had like other media of Fallout. Yeah. Now, actually, matter of fact, a nuclear fallout. When the nukes hit, that's nuclear winter. Yeah, where there's nothing but pollution. And you just drop dead from the you can't even breathe the air. Radiation. You'd be radiated after them nukes hit. So it's not a joke.
Yeah. But that's why in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, Habakkuk asked the Lord, Lord, was you angry at the rivers? Was you angry at the trees? Because of what the Lord's about to do to America, right? It's almost like overkill. Right, but that's because of the great wickedness that happens, and that has happened and is happening on that land.
Right. Chopping off little boys' rights. I just have to say, this is the mad shit that they're doing.
And these are the same people that say trust the science.
Right. Man, y'all are crazy, man.
Yeah. And then what else is something like like same with the elder. Kaya Kwan, I've ended up on the right wing side of Twitter, And you have a lot of these, so-called right wingers that say that actually they, they did the natives a favor, right, by colonizing them, and
Oh yeah.
and that's not to say Jake weren't going off. Jake was going off, right? But they did, they were completely going off as in these Edomites when they came over, man, and now they're holding themselves not guilty, as the scriptures say, right? Scripture says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Say, oh, we civilize these people. No, but you are the savage. These Edomites are the savage. Which is why you look at the history. It was in Jonestown. Then that's what.
Yeah, that's just racism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah. No.
When they come with that type of talking, that's just straight out racism.
Yeah.
We civil, like, come on, man.
Yeah. But when you look at the history of these English settlers when they first arrived in Jonestown, when these archaeologists looked up the bones, what they found is these Edomites were eating themselves, man, eating each other, because their skeletons had like cuts as if from cannibalism, because they would have all died out were it not for the northern kingdom, man, right? But these devils, as the elders going into, you're seeing their racism, man.
Yeah, that's interesting. Right there. Jonestown, man. Yep.
Let me grab it since I quoted it.
We'll close out after this.
I
I feel like going for 2 hours.
This is Zechariah 11:5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own servants their own shepherds pity them not. Right. So yeah, that's it. Esau doesn't hold himself guilty. He thinks he's got away scot-free, right? But not understand that the Lord Yahweh is long suffering, right? And is basically just adding it to a tab, right? Adding it to a tab. Right, what is it saying in Obadiah 1:10? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, and then also Ezekiel 35:5 says, "Sith thou hast not hated blood shall pursue thee," man. Right, so he may have thought that he's gotten away with it, but the Lord is has been putting together that tab, and that's once again is why America's going to get the destruction it's going to get. Right, what does it say in Numbers, man? It says blood defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of him that shed it. You think about all of the blood of the Israelites that have been shed on that land, all the wickedness that has happened on that land. So this final war, the war to end all wars, it's fitting. Because we only know the half of it, man. These things, you got the diaries, say, of Thomas Thistlewood, for example. But then what about all of the other shit that never made it into these diaries? All of the wickedness that Esau was doing on
they were giving them smallpox blankets. In slavery, there was ripping Jakes apart with two horses, split them in half, cutting their tongues out, cutting their rods off, to show you that
come closer in Django.
The other one, the rough one where they banned it.
Goodbye, Uncle Tom.
Goodbye, Uncle Tom. I remember I had that on DVD back in like 2007 and back in the day. Some Jake gave me it actually. Some Benjamin Cat gave me that DVD and that, yeah. And they had Jake's walking, like half their body chopped off, walking up to the slave like, and he was feeding them like they were dogs.
Yeah.
And they were crawling, like if they had one leg or just no legs, crawling to him. It was insane. That's why when that movie come out, Goodbye Uncle Tom, yeah, people walking out the cinemas, they couldn't handle what they were seeing. And a lot of y'all can't watch stuff like that because you can't deal with the reality of what's going on. All the banks and all that, yeah, all these banks was all built off the slave trade. They set it up and they're trying to get out of it now. Oh, we didn't do it, or you did that, or actually blacks did it. There's no getting out of it. There's no getting out of it, man. There's no fucking getting out of it. there's no getting out of it. And then, you know what I'm saying? You had Skull and Bones Society in America. That's the George W. Bush and them. But and actually when I went up states with the, or when I was up in America with the apostles and stuff like that, they brought me over to the Skull and Bones building. We had I seen it. I think because they'd done shows up there and stuff like that to expose the place. Yeah. And pretty much they're into all that, the dead bodies and coffins and skulls and that, yeah. And they said they had Native American skull, like Geronimo, they say they had his skull, because they're going to do stuff over these rituals and that. And then all the stuff that they got to do, getting in the coffins, butt naked, it's all rituals, all masonry and that, yeah. But these are death societies about killing. They had masonry when they were going after the natives. Yes. All of that, it was there. So it was death cults, and they're all about killing Jakes, taking them out, sacrificing them.
Yeah.
There ain't never no mercy. Matter of fact, God had peace treaties with Esau, and he broke every treaty, right? He actually broke all the peace treaties. Come on, man. When we say God, we're talking about the North American Indians. And the ones that broke the peace treaties was the cavalry American troops that went over there and colonized the North American Indians, which is the tribe of Gad. All right?
Yeah. I've got two. So the first point, and we said, you're speaking about the masonry from the beginning. This is Isaiah 47:12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit.
That's where you got pictures, I think, of George Washington standing like right. He's in the Masonic garbs, and they got all the Egyptian mystery symbols, the obelisks and all that Babylonian symbols, because that's what that's all of these people were Masons. Freemasonry is witchcraft. There's a video on that, but they hide it. They try and hide it because they try and say, "Oh, we believe in God." Bullshit, man. You go in the Rosicrucian temples, all the Mason temples. They got Egyptian mysteries, obelisks, and all that in there. So what are you talking about? It's crazy. Then they start teaching you all this mysticism and all that when you got on the higher levels and stuff like that. So that's what they laboured at from their youth. That's what created America. They were nothing but a bunch of witches and warlocks.
That's right. And what does the scripture say? So, not suffer a witch to live, man.
Yeah, the whole. Matter of fact, America is known as the mysteries of witchcrafts. And a lot of these countries and that, in England, it's got a whole filled with witches and that, in these little creepy corners and little creepy alleys, man. It's creepy out here. Yeah. But like you said, the penalty is shall not suffer a witch to live. So a lot of y'all are getting, all of yous are getting wiped out. You're getting wiped out. That's it. Getting fucking wiped out, man.
That's it. And then the next point we had made, this is Psalms 55 and 20. It says, he hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, any agreement that he's got is really about war. It's not about peace. Just like you think Trump's in there, and but we just was talking about him. Yeah, fuck you. And he's got Elon in there with this AI digital fucking grid takeover. You thought the geezer was, oh yeah, Trump. What, she's gonna have troops out there and backed by fucking robots and AI. Then what are you gonna do then? And then they start, and we can see that shutting down street sermons and all that. That's where it starts, right? Yeah. So we're gonna see what happens through the spirit. We're gonna see what happens in that. So that's what it is. You think, yeah, the guy's coming in peace. And he's gonna flip. They think that he's really coming to make America, to bring it. You were just a stupid man. They're in the same clubs.
Yeah. This is Sirach 12:16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
All those political parties, Conservative, Labour, Republicans, Democrats, they're all in the same club.
Yes.
They're all in the same fucking club, alright? They're all Masons, man. There's agreements and that. There's even oaths that you have to make where you have to follow the program.
So, hey, what did George Carlin say? It's all a big club and you ain't in it, something like that.
Right.
You know?
Especially the certain got a certain amount of money. And then, like, even if you on the streets to make certain amount of money, they come after you. Start presenting themselves because you can't. You're not allowed to get up and over that threshold because now you're gonna start entering another realm.
Yeah.
Where they're at.
Yeah. They make or break you.
Right.
You know. That's why, for instance, they make this whole you speaking about certain of those influencers earlier on. They make it seem like these people are organic. Right, but they're not organic, they're chosen. Right, Esau sets them up to make people think that, oh, you just have to go online and do a couple of videos and you become famous. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Okay? Esau chooses who gets what. You know, Esau chooses who so-called makes it in this world. That's why Kanye said, you know, in the white man's world, we are the ones chosen. You know?
That's right.
But continuing on, Sirach 12:16 says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
That's why you gotta know what the hell's going on in this system. What's the plans of the shadow, you know, them Jones and them, Alex Jones and them, they always like to call it the shadow government because he didn't want to call out who you know, he stopped getting on small hats and stopped getting on the bankers, you know what I'm saying? He stopped calling them out. It's the shadow government.
Globalists.
Yeah. You know, global, that was his other, the globalists. Well, who are these geezers?
Name them.
Yeah. Name the suckers, man. We name him. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and all these people around him, affiliates. You know, the affiliates and puppets and pawns and all that swabs. All these different individuals.
So.
But you got a lot of them families and that. Cavendishes and all this, they hide behind the scenes. You don't even see him.
Yeah.
You know? And when you check them out, like the Rothschilds have got families linked in with them, like the Cavendishes, top family in England, they're all out in together in parties and stuff like that, but you won't see them. Why? Because they're hidden, man. And every time you see them, got glasses of wine, they're in fat mansions or something, they're always smiling.
Not in trouble as other men.
You know what I'm saying? They can travel to France, they can do what they want anytime they want. Like the scripture said, not in trouble as other men. A lot of these don't know that there's people actually living like that, that are running this system. We've got you stuck in what they call in the matrix.
They don't play by the rules.
Right.
Other rules. They make the rules.
Yeah, they ain't paying no taxes and shit. They ain't paying taxes, they're not doing none of that.
They want someone or something, they could just get it.
Right. And they hide behind corporations. Because then when a corporation, they can pull it on the corporation, you can change the name of the corporation. There's so much things you can do.
Yeah. That's one of the things documentaries I always speak about. It's one called The Men Who Run Football. It was by Al Jazeera, and it talks about trusts, right, which happen all over, which is basically like a London thing, right? It's a finance thing where like you have a trust, and you know the name of the trust, but you have no idea who the trustees are. It's all like a black box, or you can, let's say it's Rothschild Trust or whatever as an example. That's all you'll ever see. You don't know who's behind it, you don't know how many people are in there, and even if you do, you don't know who they are, right? Because it's all hidden behind that trust, if you will, right? And it's a good documentary that goes into all of that. You know?
Check that out, man. Shadow government. You know what? We'll all be in the next show, and I'll probably hit and go into some the secret, the shadow government.
Okay.
And we'll go into some stuff, man. France, England, okay, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers. We'll touch on that time. Okay, because we got some info on them. We got info on them. Maybe in the next show, we might touch on them guys.
That's it. That's it.
Because they're running the banks. You got the banks, Canary Wharf and all that.
Yeah.
They're running these banks, all that shit.
That's it. Just finish this off in Surah 12, verse 17. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Right? So one of the things they're going to be bringing with this MOTB is, oh, we're here to help. We're here to help. Not, and those that are unaware don't realize that they're being forced into a trap. You know? Says he will shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his countenance, right? Which, you know, Surah 12, it would, you know, we mainly go to verse 10, which is all about not never trusting your enemy.
That's right. That's right, man. Is that it on that then?
Aye, that was on
Is that it, yeah?
that one. On that one, and then I can get Psalm 73 real quick as well.
Yeah, we close on that then.
Yeah. Psalm 73 and 3 says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
That's why the scripture says, woe unto you rich men. They're not playing by these rules that it's an illusion. You're watching the telly, you're seeing fake celebrities and that, you're thinking they're running the show. They're not running the show. You know what I'm saying? You know, they keep pulling news reporters and all that, they keep getting pulled out for all madness that they're doing. They're not running the show. You know what I'm saying? You got these people living abroad and stuff like that, elites, bankers, they're not playing by the rules and not paying no taxes. None of that. So, you know what, Lord willing, we'll do some shows on that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people out the shadow going, they don't want to talk about who they are. You know? But we can talk about who they are because they're shills. So a lot of them can't even really say it because they've had the call. You know what I'm saying? Because as a matter of fact, David Rothschild was on Alex Jones' show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Yeah, man, they're like
Wow.
I mean, how the hell did you get him on your show?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
But he was kind of shouting at him.
Yeah.
But then you know what David Rothschild was saying to him? He said, look, man, oil boy. So he knows what he's into. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he's obviously into some oil, his family and shit. He's got things going on, investments.
Yeah.
And he got called out for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just screaming and glory. But we know what it is. Alright, bros. Alright, brothers, man. We're going to close out, yeah? Going to wrap it out. And, you know, like we say, keep strong. Keep them prayers up, yeah? And for this place to go down. Because this place, like I said, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're fighting all kind of spiritual warfare right now. And that's what's happening because in the end, it's all intensifying.
That's it.
With just ridiculous situations. They're just unreasonable situations, man. You know what I'm saying? Completely unreasonable situations and demons are happening right now. But, you know, we're going to keep, you know, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to sort this out. You can't go against the Most High, man. He's going to sort all this out. So, you know, that's what it is.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Right. All right, man. So we out, man, and we'll catch you.
Shalom.
Shalom, man.